My first love said I was too innocent. Then he fell for someone even more innocent, a poor student. Out of spite, I went down the wrong path. I got involved with a bad crowd and got into trouble. I begged him to help me, but he ignored me and gently covered the poor student's eyes, saying, "Don't look, it'll scare you." In the end, I was left to die in that dark alley. When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day he rejected me. It was cake cutting time. Friends encouraged me to confess. Taking a deep breath, I said, "Billy, my birthday wish is you." Billy, holding a cigarette, flinched and smirked, "Sorry, you're too good for me." In my past life, that sentence drove me crazy. Memories of my terrible end flooded back. My whole body went cold, and I wanted to lash out. "Tiffany, are you okay?" "Billy, come on, can't you say something nice to make the birthday girl happy?" Billy just shook his head, blowing a smoke ring lazily. "I can't learn to lie." His casual drawl used to be charming, but now it just disgusted me. In front of everyone, I made a new wish. "Billy, I wish that we never cross paths again." I blew out the candles. They tried to stop me but couldn't. Billy's smile froze on his face. "Tiffany, are you serious? I'll give you another chance. Make a new wish, and I'll forget about this." I ignored him. Picking up the knife, I cut the cake. He lunged forward, grabbing the blade. "Tiffany, I'm talking to you." Blood flowed from his fingers. "Billy, you're bleeding." Some gasped. He was having an episode. Billy had severe mental health issues. In my last life, only I could calm him. Or so I thought until the poor student came along. He'd say to her, "You're different. She comforts me, but you're my only cure." I let go. "If you like her so much, she's all yours." He dropped the knife, holding on to me, smearing my white shirt with blood. "Tiffany, who are you trying to show off your tantrum for?" The blood terrified me. Uncontrolled, I remembered the horrors of my past life and passed out. When I woke up, Billy was by my bedside. "You're awake? You made me carry you back. How will you cheer me up?" Billy had always been a flirt, saying things that led me on. But I wasn't the same person anymore. I knew the real him couldn't say such things to someone he truly cared for. I sighed, "I'm tired. Let's not see each other anymore." The next day, I went to school alone. Billy didn't wait for me. I knew he wanted me to apologize, but I didn't. In the afternoon, someone shook me awake. "Tiffany, wake up. Billy's fighting out on the basketball court." Half asleep, my desk mate pulled me there. "Billy's gone mad, only you can stop him." But they were wrong. I didn't need to do anything. His leading lady was already there. Sure enough, when we arrived, Billy stopped fighting, sitting sweaty and tired. Beside him was Gina, with her low ponytail and calm demeanor, holding his hand, her voice shaky. "Billy, you're hurt." Billy hated being touched by strangers. He tried pulling away but stopped when he saw me, letting Gina keep hold of his hand. Eric, the senior he fought, left with some help. "Wait," Billy called out. "Apologize," he pointed to Gina. Eric, with a bruised face, was advised by others, "Billy, let it go, he needs a hospital." But Billy wasn't having it. I said, "Apologize to her." Gina shook her head. "It's okay, Billy, I'm fine." Eric got beaten and still had to apologize. Someone asked why. My desk mate answered, he insulted her for being poor. Billy overheard. Good for him. Billy's a hero, saving his girl. It's like a high school romance right in front of us. But I knew the truth was different. Eric was forced to transfer in my last life. Before leaving, he warned me about Gina. But he didn't say much, likely fearing Billy. With the ambulance taking time, I offered my car for Eric. He hesitated. "Thanks, but no." Billy ran over, gripping my arm. "Are you trying to make me mad, Tiffany?" I glanced past him, seeing Gina's tearful eyes, "Mind your business." He warned, "If you leave, never come back to me." Unfazed, I joined others helping Eric. There was a racket behind, a punch to the basketball hoop. Classic Billy, doesn't care if he gets hurt. We had little interaction after that. I heard he stopped fighting for Gina. Rumors said he was changing, maybe even focusing on school. Everyday tales I overheard on the bus, like making excuses for being grounded at home. Conversations stopped as I neared. "Poor girl," they whispered. "Chased Billy only to be upstaged by a poor student." Poor thing? I disagree. My paperwork for studying abroad is all set. As soon as I pass the English test, I'm off to study my favorite subject, journalism. A bright new chapter is about to begin. After school, heading home, Lily stopped me. "Tiffany, Billy forgot his meds again. Could you take them to him for his mom?" I really wanted to say no. But when I saw the bruises on Billy's mom's wrist, I sighed and agreed. I asked Billy, "Where are you?" He took ages to reply but finally sent me his location. At the pool hall. I used to go there a lot in the past. Once I arrived, I went downstairs without hesitation. The smell of smoke was nauseating. I spotted Billy right away. He was in the center, betting on a game. There was a thick stack of cash on the table. I walked over and tossed him the meds. "Your mom asked me to bring these," I said. Billy frowned when he saw me. "Who told you to come here?" he asked. I ignored him and started to leave. But then someone blocked my way. "Billy, is this your girlfriend?" Someone sneered at Billy, handing him a cigarette which he tucked behind his ear. "You think so?" Billy scoffed. Just then, Gina walked in with her backpack, coughing as she entered. Billy jumped up to stand in front of her, putting out his cigarette. The guy who had stopped me grinned. "Looks like the real girlfriend's here." Gina turned beet red. "Billy, stop joking, our teacher said no dating," she protested. "Got it," Billy said, giving her nose a playful tweak. "Call me Big Brother, and I'll let you go." Gina yelped, pointing at the cigarette behind his ear. "Billy, didn't you promise to quit smoking?" I noticed Billy's gaze flick toward me. It reminded me of the time I asked him to quit because I've had asthma since I was little and can't stand smoke. Back then, he wouldn't even pretend to listen and blew smoke in my face, saying, "Not gonna happen." With a cold smile, I tried to walk away but someone pulled me back. "Don't go, sis. Billy, you gotta pick someone for 2-on-2. Who's it gonna be?" I just left. Gina caught my sleeve. "I don't know how to play pool." I frowned. Why would I care? My tone made Gina's eyes well up. Billy came over, shielding her, and asked, "Can't you speak nicely?" Annoyed, I shot back, "Why, Billy? Trying to play hard to get and make me your girlfriend? Keep dreaming." "Then don't stop me," I said and walked away. This time, no one tried to stop me. Behind me, I heard Gina panic. "What do I do, Billy? I can't play pool." "Don't worry, I got you," Billy reassured her. "We won't lose." I didn't care about their game. But during dinner, my mom kept sighing. "I saw Lily today, she's all bruised up again. Mike's too much. Tiffany, why has it been so quiet lately? Billy hasn't been over for dinner. Did you two have a fight?" "No," I replied. "That's good. Invite him over more often." I looked up and interrupted. "We're not friends anymore." "What? Why?" I took a bite of my fish. "No reason, just tired of people who can't see straight." "Is Billy dating someone?" my mom asked cautiously. I nodded and put some fish in her bowl. "Yep, it's like a romance novel come to life. Very sweet. An idol drama, and they cast me as the extra." The next morning in class, Gina was crying. "What do I do, Billy? It was in my backpack this morning and now it's gone. My desk mate told me the class fee Gina was keeping had disappeared and everyone was helping her look for it. I casually suggested, why not check the security footage? Gina got defensive, coming up to me. Tiffany, my family's poor, but not enough to steal the class fee. I didn't say she stole it. What's she so worked up about? Billy came over, ordering coldly, apologized to her. I put my bag on the desk and sat down. Billy threw my backpack, then flipped the desk over. Billy's lost it again, I thought. Apologize. Can't you hear me? He demanded. Classmates were too frightened to intervene. I bent down to pick up my things but then Billy grabbed my throat. His eyes were red, apologize. I couldn't breathe. Tears stung my eyes, and my neck bore a red mark from his grip. Billy! Gina shouted. He ignored everyone, focusing on me with wild eyes. Who does he think I am? Eventually, some teachers rushed in and separated us. Gina went to him, holding him, soothing him. It's okay, Billy, I don't care what others think. As long as you believe me. With his head buried in her shoulder, Billy's eyes still locked on me as I was escorted to the nurse. His gaze was intense, following me as I left. Billy's dad showed up and nearly knocked Billy over with a slap. You've got some nerve, hitting Tiffany. Do you need a beating? He moved in to kick Billy, but Gina blocked him. Uncle, Billy was protecting me. If you need to hit someone, hit me instead, Gina pleaded. Billy's glare was icy, touch her and I'll kill you. I didn't want to get tangled in their drama. Asking the teacher, can I go now? My throat was hoarse, speaking hurt. The teachers were too busy to pay attention to me. Leaving, I glanced back to see Billy and his dad wrestling, Gina and the teachers trying to break them up. Chaos. That night at home, Lily was waiting. She gasped, hand over her mouth, when she saw me. Tiffany, did Billy, my mom dashed over, did Billy do this to you? I nodded. Might as well clear things up now. Aunt, you see Billy doesn't like me anymore. If you need help with him, please handle it yourself. I can't help. Tiffany, Billy's mom sighed deeply, but said nothing more. My dad saw my injury. My heart aches. Dad wanted to go to Billy's house to have a word, but I stopped him. I said, no need, Dad. I'm going abroad soon anyway, and I don't want any more ties with Billy. Dad sighed and said, sweetie, I'm sorry you went through that. No, I shook my head. Dad, I'm not upset. I meant every word. To be alive and able to pursue my dreams is a gift. A slight bruise is nothing to fret over. The next day, Gina apologized to me. Tiffany, I'm sorry. Billy was just too impulsive. I'm apologizing on his behalf, but I really didn't steal the class funds. Billy already returned them for me. You don't need to report your business to me, I cut her off, sensing a hidden brag. She's always pulling this kind of stunt, pretending to be my friend but showing off her superiority. Back then, I was so annoyed with her that I did many regrettable things. But I'm not falling into the same trap twice. If there's nothing else, I'm heading back to class, I said. Gina grabbed my hand and said, really, I'm so sorry, Tiffany. Please don't be mad at Billy. I couldn't help but laugh. Does Billy not have a mouth? Does he need you to speak for him? And if you've forgotten, let me remind you that I've known Billy for 19 years. I know him better than you do. Playing the sly game, huh? I'll play along. Sure enough, when she heard we'd grown up together, Gina's eyes darkened, tears almost falling. Was it really that serious? I turned my head and saw Billy standing in the shadows. Pretending not to see him, I moved on. His gaze stayed fixated on my neck. No idea what he was thinking. Gina ran up to him and said, I tried to apologize to Tiffany for you, but somehow she got upset. Billy pulled his gaze back and pinched her cheek. You're being meddlesome. What? Gina asked, doubting her ears. Billy pinched her cheek harder. Don't do such unnecessary things. She doesn't deserve an apology. Gina breathed a sigh of relief. Billy, as long as you're okay, I'll do anything you want. Billy chuckled and pulled her into his arms. Gina came looking for me again, persistent little ghost. Tiffany, Saturday's my birthday. I'm inviting you to dinner. Want to come? Billy leaned lazily against the door frame, eyes trailing her movements. I declined, no time. I really was busy, had English tutoring for the upcoming exams. Billy blocked my way at the door, not letting me pass. Tiffany, we're friends. Do you really have to be so heartless? I didn't want to deal with him. If you don't come, I'll assume you still have feelings for me and are jealous of Gina. Trying to provoke me, huh? Doesn't work on me. Think whatever you like. Whatever Billy said, I didn't yield. His patience was wearing thin. His words came through gritted teeth. Fine, don't regret it. But eventually, I changed my mind. Because I actually saw Gina smoking. Not that it surprised me. Smokers, no matter how careful, always carry a scent. I'm sensitive to smoke smell, and I'd long suspected Gina smoked. What shocked me was who she smoked with, the bald guy who, in a past life, got me killed. Why is Gina associated with such scum? Wasn't she supposed to be a goody two-shoes? Or maybe in the last life, she had a hand in my downfall? I tried to convince myself these were past life issues, nothing to do with me now. I'm about to go abroad, shouldn't worry about this. Yet a shadow of worry lingered, like when the senior warned me about Gina and I got harmed within a week. This lifetime, I've distanced myself from Billy. Would Gina still try to harm me? I couldn't risk guessing. Gina's birthday was on Saturday, and I was the last to arrive. Once there, I kept searching but didn't find the bald guy. She definitely wouldn't let Billy know she mingled with such lowlifes. Gina's birthday cake was nearly as tall as me. How did a poor student afford such splurges? I knew. It was Billy who ordered it for her because I once told Billy, on my 18th birthday, promised to get me a cake taller than me. He shook his head, nope. Why not? Too childish, I don't like it, he dismissed before I'd finished talking, throwing his jacket over me and heading off to play basketball. I felt nothing but happiness back then, holding on to his jacket. Seeing Gina's teary eyes now, I just found it all quite juvenile. Billy, my birthday wish is you. An all too familiar wish. Billy pinched her cheek and said, then you've wasted a birthday wish. I'm already yours, Gina. Is my display so subtle that you can't see it? That's Billy for you. Even in confession, he retains control. Gina tiptoed, kissing Billy's lip corner, only to be pulled back by him, turning it into a passionate French kiss. Classmates cheered, Gina's face was beet red, and Billy threw his coat over her. Someone teased, Billy, so stingy. Not letting us see? Billy shot them a look, you got a problem? His eyes still fell on me, a challenging glance. I raised my glass to him, happy birthday to your girlfriend. I turned to leave, and he smashed the glass, knocked over the cake. Another fit of rage. My English exam was coming soon. Mom took no chances and got me a week's leave to prep at home. She even got a senior to tutor me. He had such a gentle nature, always calm and smiling, completely different from Billy. That day after school, I walked the senior out. Ran into Billy by chance on his way back. His deep eyes were fixed on the senior's back, which was getting further away. Wearing his backpack, not saying a word. I tried to walk past him, wanting to go home. But he tugged on my hoodie, pulling me into his arms. Are you that pathetic? Can't survive a day without a man? I stomped hard on his right foot. He let go, feeling the pain. I tried to run, but he caught me again. Tiffany, is this what you call liking me? He pushed me against the wall, grabbing my chin. Who gave you the right to smile at other guys? Who is he? Did you guys get far? Does he know you like me? I slapped him. Billy went quiet. His eyes looking down, he silently stared at me. I was silent too. We faced off in silence. He let go, looked away, and said, I didn't mean what I said, don't overthink it. I fixed my rumpled hoodie and walked away. He caught my arm, quickly letting go, asking, when did it become like that between us, that we can't even talk to each other? Tiffany, we're still friends, right? He seemed to be looking for confirmation, anxiously. I exhaled sharply and said, not anymore, Billy. You're not worth being my friend. On the day of my exam, Billy called repeatedly. My mom said Lily fought back and almost got stabbed by Mike. If Billy hadn't rushed home in time, he might have lost both parents on the same day. His situation got worse again, back to his old ways, skipping classes, fighting, causing trouble, and constantly changing girlfriends. The remark he made about me being too good only ended up hurting Gina. On that day, Billy got into a fight with someone from another school over some girl. Gina came to me, crying, Tiffany, please help Billy, he only listens to you. You got it wrong, isn't it that he only listens to you? Gina couldn't persuade me, so she dragged me along. I had never seen Billy so fierce, beaten and covered in blood, nearly shoving a cigarette into the other guy's eye. The girls standing by were terrified, begging him, Billy, stop fighting, I'm not mad anymore. Billy said he didn't like good girls. Yet every girl he found was the complete opposite. Gina rushed over, Billy, Tiffany's here, are you going to fight in front of her? Billy paused, looking at me. In that distraction, someone picked up a knife from the ground and charged at him. Billy. Gina ran over. The knife cut her wrist, blood flowing everywhere. The other girl ran away in fear. Seeing blood, everyone else fled too. Only Billy wrapped in panic, holding Gina, muttering, Gina, Gina. Gina hugged him, pale, whispering, as long as you're okay, Billy, I'm willing to do anything for you. They looked like they were acting in a soap opera. So, I kindly called them an ambulance. Doing a good deed, I turned to leave. Billy shouted at me, who asked you to bring Gina here? Me? Bringing her? Is he deaf or is my memory shot? Gina's always been timid, didn't you know? And there they go, dragging me into their drama as the wicked side character. Fine, since I'm leaving the country anyway, I'll play the part today. I walked straight to Gina. Tiffany, what are you doing? I pulled her away from Billy's arms, hurting her wound, making her cry more fiercely. Leaning in close, I bent down and from her pocket, pulled out a pack of cigarettes and a lighter. Smashed them on the ground. This is your idea of a good girl? Timid? Do you know the guy who beat you up is her smoking buddy? Billy also froze, staring at the cigarette pack on the ground. Gina shook her head, saying, no, Billy, it's not like that. They gave it to me, they were scared to get caught smoking by the teacher, so they stuffed them on me. Gina's bullshit might sound good to Billy. Not to me. I walked away, leaving them with the mess. Judging by the situation, Billy seemed to believe Gina's story. Because he went around lecturing the big sisters at school, warning them not to use Gina to hide their cigarettes. She's clean, not like you trash, he said. I suddenly recalled back in my first year at school, these same girls tried to shake me down for protection money because my family is rich. I turned to Billy for help. He was playing a game, didn't even take off his headphones, and raised an eyebrow, asking, what did you say? I snapped. Yanked off his headphones. He messed up, got his character killed. He threw the keyboard, asking, Tiffany, are you looking for trouble? Billy, I'm being bullied. Seeing my tear-stained face, he paused for a moment. Picked up a cigarette and took a deep drag, asking, who did it? I told him everything, hoping he'd stand up for me like when we were kids. But he just laughed, went back to his game, and with a headset on, casually said, not a big deal, your family's rich, just give it to them. Number 3, don't rush ahead, come back. And then he just gamed the whole afternoon, truly ignoring me. Later, my dad had to come to school. He's tall and strong, scared off the big sisters. They never bothered me again. But because of that, I was mocked for tattling. Still got ostracized. Honestly, I should have given up on him back then. But I didn't. I always remember how good Billy was to me. When I was a kid, I had asthma and no other kids would play with me. Their parents told them I was sick and if something happened, it wouldn't be good for them. But Billy, he was willing to play with me. If someone picked on me, he'd stand up for me. If I had an asthma attack, he'd never run. He'd find me medicine and carry me to the hospital. His birthday wish was always, I hope Tiffany is here every year. Since Billy got sick, he's changed. He's become irritable, paranoid, sensitive, and suspicious. The clear-eyed boy who stood by me started to disappear. I kept telling myself, Billy's just sick. He'll get better. I wanted to be there for him, like he was for me during my darkest times. But now, I don't feel the same way. I'm tired, I can't go on. Billy, the rest of the way, you walk alone. The bullies weren't going to let Gina go. They trapped her in the girls' bathroom, just like they did to me. That day, my parents were out of town, and I could only cry while calling Billy over and over. Until my phone died. He never picked up. Billy wasn't at school. I went to his house, pulled back his covers, and asked where he was last night. He was groggy and said, I was online. Why, checking on me? Why didn't you answer my call? Did you call? He waved his phone, said, was on the phone with my girlfriend, battery died, didn't check on you. Gina was luckier. Because I saved her. Not because I want to be a hero. I just didn't want another girl to go through despair like I did. Gina was innocent. She just had the misfortune of Billy liking her. She didn't do anything wrong. The one at fault was always Billy. And also, the old me. When I opened the bathroom door, Gina was calling out Billy's name. She saw me and paused, why are you here? Did Billy send you? I glanced at her phone, seeing she kept calling Billy. Why didn't you contact your parents? She bowed her head, mumbling, I didn't want them to worry. I think it's her relationship clouding her judgment. I shook my head, choosing not to comment. The next morning, at school, my desk mate pulled me aside. Hey, did you hear? Billy went crazy again. Him losing it wasn't exactly new. And my constant passive reaction had made my desk mate change her view of me. She once thought I was involved, but now she treated me like just another onlooker. Heard Gina was trapped by those bullies all night, caught a fever and got hospitalized. Billy lost it. It's probably his first time hitting a woman. Hey, do you think those girls are nuts to provoke Billy's girlfriend? Trapped all night? Yeah, the cleaning lady found her in the morning, just sent her to the hospital. But didn't I get her out? I was just thinking when I realized it had grown quiet around me. I looked up and saw Billy walking in. He tapped my desk, come with me. What do you want? I wasn't about to listen to him. Billy laughed, Tiffany, are you sure you want me to speak here? I shot back, what's the big deal? He was so mad he just shook his head, pressing his tongue against his cheek. Fine, if that's what you want. Tiffany, why were you outside the bathroom yesterday while Gina was crying for help, and you didn't save her? As soon as he said it, the whole atmosphere changed. My desk mate, who just saw me as a bystander, drew lines. I laughed and asked, did Gina tell you this? I'm asking for an explanation, not questions. I got annoyed. I took back what I said about Gina being innocent. Anyone with Billy couldn't be normal. Fine, my explanation is I let her out, then. Don't know why she was back in, don't care. Tiffany, do you take me for a fool? Billy, believe what you want. I didn't even bother to argue. He grabbed me, "Come to the hospital with me." For what? To apologize to Gina. Apologize for what? I was fed up. Again and again. It's like they didn't get it. This time, I lost it first. I kicked over the desk and chairs, even gave Billy a kick. Oh, I wasn't strong enough to actually move him, but he did let go of my hand. "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" "Billy, we've known each other for 19 years. Even when I once stupidly liked you, putting that aside, we at least were friends. 19 years, and you still don't know who I really am." I was so mad, words tumbled out. Ending with just one. "Billy, if I could do it over, even if I got bullied to death, I wouldn't be friends with you." Billy looked ticked, but still held on. "We'll talk about us later. Right now, come to the hospital and apologize to Gina." "Oh yeah, and what about you? Are you going to apologize to me?" "I said we'd talk about us later, didn't I?" I pulled away again. "No, Billy, where were you when I was bullied, trapped in that bathroom? Do you remember what you told me?" Billy paused. "When were you trapped?" "When you were gaming all night, chatting with your girlfriend until you couldn't answer your phone." "Oh no, wait, you've had plenty of those nights. You probably can't remember which exact one. But I do, Billy. I'll never forget that night I spent shivering and scared, and your phone wouldn't connect. When my phone died, my despair. You think I'd want another girl to feel that? You think I'm that cruel?" Billy's response, I couldn't hear it anymore. "'Cause the teacher came in. Let's get back to our seats and get ready for class. No loud talking." Billy quickly threw me a line, "I'm going to the hospital with Gina. I'll look into what you said. If they bullied you, I won't let them get away with it, but if they didn't, you owe Gina an apology." And then he ran off. The teacher couldn't do anything to him, so I got the heat. I packed up and left too. I've aced all my exams anyway. What's the point of learning more? Billy stayed quiet for a few days. But Gina kept messaging me. "Tiffany, I don't blame you." I blocked her. The day I was leaving, my mom invited Billy over for dinner. So Billy showed up. At the dinner table, he stayed silent. Until my mom said, "You two should toast. Once you go abroad, you won't see each other much." Billy's glass shattered on the floor. My mom was startled and called the maid to clean up. Billy stared at me and asked, "You're going abroad? Since when? How come I didn't know?" I ate a rib, ignoring him. Seeing I wouldn't speak, he shut up too. But after dinner, he just wouldn't leave. He followed me everywhere. "Tiffany, speak up. When are you leaving, and why didn't you tell me?" The doorbell rang. It was Eric from school. He brought a cake to celebrate my exam success. When he saw Billy, he was surprised and asked, "Friend of yours?" I took the cake. "Strawberry? How'd you know I love strawberry cake?" Billy sneered, "Liar. Your favorite's clearly chocolate cake." Eric seemed a bit awkward. I said coldly, "Tastes change. Haven't yours? How have mine changed? I thought you wouldn't like someone well-behaved." Billy wouldn't meet my eyes and lowered his head. I invited Eric in. We cut the cake, drank some juice, and chatted. Billy finally couldn't take it. "I've looked into what you said. I've made them drop out, Tiffany. It was my bad before. I'm sorry. It's fine." I ate a strawberry, saying, "It's all in the past, Billy. I don't care about it anymore." I spoke casually. But Billy reacted strongly. "Don't care? Tiffany, how can you not care? Isn't there anything to care about?" I pulled my hand away. Everyone's loved a few jerks in their life. "Billy, you're old news to me." "And him?" He pointed at the innocent Eric. "Is he your present?" "Him? Yeah, right." Eric adjusted his glasses and said, don't misunderstand, I have a girlfriend. Tiffany and I aren't involved. Shut up. Who said you could call her by name? Eric paused for a moment. Then got up. Tiffany, I should go. See you at school. Sure thing, sorry about him. He's nuts. Don't pay him any mind. After seeing Eric out, Billy went nuts. What's this about, see you at school? Tiffany, you're leaving because of him. Didn't you hear he has a girlfriend? You love him so much you'd become his side chick. I let him finish ranting. Didn't say a word. When he was done, I calmly asked, Billy, are you jealous? Jealous of him? If not, shut up. Show some respect for me and my friend. Not everyone thinks everything's about love. Are you that desperate for it? Billy froze. A call broke our standoff. It was Gina from the hospital. She said she had a nightmare. She was scared and wanted to see Billy. Billy looked at me and said, don't worry. I'll be right back. Tiffany, we'll talk later. You're not going abroad, and don't meet that guy again. There was nothing more to say. Because I was already leaving. The day I left, Billy didn't come to see me off. He had to be with Gina for a checkup. I don't get it either. Getting locked in a bathroom, even if you did it to yourself, does that really need a checkup? I was zoning out in the car. Then the driver said, Miss. Looks like someone's chasing the car. I looked back. Saw a tiny black dot far away. It got closer, then further. I realized it was Billy. Chasing the car? What, like a scene from a drama? I turned around and told the driver, step on it, I'll pay extra. Zoom. I almost fell back. I looked back again, this time even the dot was gone. See that, Billy? Life ain't a teenage drama. That's the gap between us. And it'll only get bigger from now on. At the airport, I was worried Billy would catch up. I sped through security, check-in, and into the first-class lounge. I finally relaxed. Tiffany. I opened my eyes, startled. Phew, thank God. It was Eric, not Billy. Why'd you look like you saw a ghost? I waved my hand, you flying today too? Yeah, my girlfriend's been bugging me to come back. If I don't, who knows what she'll do. His expression was one of resignation, but mostly sweet. I laughed. Then heard the announcement calling my name. Miss Tiffany of flight, please proceed to security checkpoint 1. Your friend is waiting. For you? Eric looked puzzled. I put on my headphones. Not for me. That cringy drama has nothing to do with me. My headphones got yanked off by Eric. The announcement had switched to Billy's voice. Ah, the perks of having money. Tiffany, it's Billy. I was wrong. You win. I can't live without you. Please, don't go. Don't leave me alone. I put my headphones back on. Gah, the awkward chase your girl scene. Not interested. On the plane, Billy kept calling. He even sent me a photo from the rooftop. If you leave, I'm jumping. My decision? Switch off the phone. Someone who relies on others for life. Completely undeserving of one. Got to school. Changed my number. I quickly put Billy behind me. Sometimes, Mom would bring up how he's doing. I heard his parents got divorced. He didn't get into college. He and Gina were on and off, always arguing. Whenever he drank too much, he'd show up at our place, sit in silence all day. I told Mom, maybe we should move. Mom said, your dad and I are thinking the same. That kid's too intense, and we don't want him targeting us. See? Crazy types are only charming in novels. In real life, who wouldn't be scared? I'm having a fulfilling life abroad. I've learned a lot, met new friends, and opened the door to a new world. That year at Christmas, Billy came to see me. At that moment, my boyfriend was with me. It had been a long time since I'd seen Billy. He looked different. The innocent look was gone. His hair was cut short. He was skinnier. Didn't smile much or talk. Just silently looked at us holding hands. Didn't come up to talk to me. I pretended not to know him. Kept chatting with my boyfriend. Downstairs, my boyfriend leaned in to kiss me. Billy rushed up and punched him away. My boyfriend wasn't one to back down. He punched back. They started fighting. My boyfriend asked, "Tiffany, is this guy your suitor?" "Don't know him, must be drunk," I said. Later, I took my boyfriend upstairs to clean up. Billy was lying in the snow. "Tiffany, I regret it," he muttered. The snow swallowed his words. I couldn't hear anything. Epilogue. Mom told me to be careful because Billy was planning to come abroad to find me. I was anxious at school, fearing he'd show up and act like a soap opera. Soon, Mom called, "Crisis averted, he can't come to find you for now." Mom told me Gina owed a huge debt and couldn't pay. She told the debt collector her boyfriend was rich. The collector was that bald guy from before. I quickly connected the dots. In the past, she probably told the bald guy the same thing. The bald guy initially just wanted money from me. Later, he had other intentions. Anyway, Billy's got a hot temper. He fought them. Got himself half crippled. It turned deadly. His life was basically ruined. As for Gina, she was the subject of my first news report when I got back home. Victim of a beauty loan. When she saw me, she broke down crying and laughing. Heard she overdosed on pills the next day. Thank her for the 2 viral stories. I became famous overnight. Lazily, I said, "I can't lie like that." The next time I saw Billy was at my wedding. He showed up uninvited. In a wheelchair. He looked frail. Forget any youthful energy. He didn't even have any spirit left. Gave me a generous wedding gift. I donated it to girls in the mountains. There was also an envelope. Inside was a ring made of woven grass. I tossed it as soon as I saw it. It was from when we played house as kids. He made a ring from grass and proposed. "Tiffany, when we grow up, will you marry me?" "I will," I said.